Exposure sets the foundation, but contrast is where the image gets the personality. In today's video, we're gonna continue the Capture One series looking at contrast. Before adjusting anything, I will create a new field adjustment layer. Let's start with the classic, the contrast slider. If I push it to the right, boom, instant drama, shadows go darker, highlights gets brighter, and the histogram stretches outward. But here's the thing, it's powerful, but a little reckless. We don't want yelling, we want presence. Push it too far and you're clipping highlights and crushing shadows. If I drag it into the negative, everything compresses. The image gets softer and flatter. So yes, the contrast slider works, but it's not the most redefined tool in the box. Now let's talk about another way to add contrast, and that's clarity. Clarity is like contrast's more subtle cousin. Instead of affecting the entire tonal range, it mainly works in the midtones. So when I increase the clarity, notice how the image feels deeper and more dimensional. It's fantastic for adding depth, but for portraits, this is where people get in trouble. Push it too far and you have every pore in 4K. So with clarity, subtle wins. If I go negative, textures flatten out. So here, I'll just add a touch, enough to create depth but still keep it natural. Now personally, my favorite way to add contrast is with level and curves. Why? Control. The contrast slider moves everything together. Levels and curves let you shape things intentionally. Let's start with levels. Here in RGB, I can pull the black point inward and instantly deepen the shadows. If I want more highlight punch, I can bring the white point in slightly. Now for portraits, I usually prefer curves, specifically the Luma curve. And this is important. If I use the RGB curve and add contrast, yes, the image gets punchier, but it also increases the saturation. And where do most skin tone lives? Yellow and red. So suddenly your subject looks like they run a marathon in August. The Luma curve though changes luminosity only. So if you're new to curve, start with a gentle S curve. Now if we push things a bit too far, we can always head into a high dynamic range, pull highlights down and lift the shadows. And please get into the habit of checking before and after. Honestly, here's a rule I live by. If you're wondering whether you overdid it, you probably did. Drop the opacity 10–20% and suddenly everything looks intentional again. So at this point, I'm happy with the balance. I've got depth, I've got detail, and we didn't sacrifice skin tones. In the next video, we're moving to the color tools, and that's where we start shaping mood and emotion.